Hello and welcome back. Now, have you ever thought to yourself, I wonder what I should be wearing for my business? I wonder what I should be wearing today. And it's been something that's stressful because you want to look professional. You want to have credibility by what you wear, but you're just not exactly sure, or you'd like to know even more. Well, that's what I'm going to be going over today. And I forgot to erase from last time, but today we're going to be talking about what should I wear for my business? There's 5 different areas that I want to go over to help you think through these things so that you are attracting your ideal clients. You are standing out. You are nailing your first impressions because that's so important, right? So, let's start with number 1, what you are going to want to think about. You want to wear clothes that are appropriate for the event. So, like, what are you wanting to figure out for? Is it a Zoom call with your team members or a Zoom call with your when you're teaching, or is it like a networking event? Because those things are very different, right? Like dressing for those 2 things are completely different in some areas. So, let's say you're doing a Zoom call and you're going to be teaching. Well, you're probably going to want to wear something. It doesn't have to be as fancy. You probably don't want to be too bold because you want people to be able to focus at the video, right? And not be like distracted by a crazy pattern on your shirt. Whereas a networking event, you probably want to be bold because you want people to think, oh, who is she? I don't remember her, but wow, like I want to get to know her. She stands out. Wonder what she's like. And so you would want to wear something bold and really out there too. When you do that, it's like you put an impression in their mind of, let's say you wear orange, you wear an orange dress. Maybe that's not your favorite color, but let's say you do. And let's say you like orange. And someone just seeing you in that orange dress makes them like in their brain think orange dress, this girl. And so whenever they see you, if it's maybe it's a 2-day networking event, like you are going to stand out in their brain because you wore something bold and bright. So think about the event. Also, like, what are you going to be doing? Is it something that you're just going to be sitting, or is it something that you are going to have to move around a lot? And so you think you need something that like can stretch and that's not super constrained. So just thinking over those things. First of all, should be your first thing is okay, like what is this? Is this a normal day online or is this a networking event? Number 2 is that you want to wear clothes for your business. You want to wear things that look up to date, trends. But before you get stressed, it doesn't have to be your whole outfit. And let's go over first why it is important that you are looking up to date with trends. First impression is huge, right? Especially for people that have never seen you before. And obviously, because their first impression, but like for people that haven't gotten a referral or someone hasn't talked to you, like you are brand new, they're like, I have no idea who this person is, right? Most people make certain subconscious judgments based on body language and like your image in like millisecond, like so quickly. And so, what can happen if your outfit is out of date? Their subconscious brain can put your business out of date. Like she she looks really out of date in her outfit. I wonder if that's her business. Like, is she intentional about keeping up to date with technology, with the latest strategies, with the latest concepts in life? Like, their brain will just go there. Whether it's the furthest thing from the truth, their brain will go there. And so it is so important that you are keeping your outfits fresh and up to date. Now, this does not mean that trends rule your closet. There's a saying that I actually created to help you think of it in the right way. Trends are your friends, not your boss. So, I'm going to write that down. So, what this means is I want you to think of trends like your friends, okay? They should not be bossing around your closet. They don't need to be in every single piece. They don't need to take up the majority of your outfit. They may sometimes, and that's fine, but it's not all about the trends, okay? So, just like in life, we have friends, people that we can connect with better than others. There's going to be some trends that you can connect with, and maybe a lot that you're like, no thanks. You don't have to look like you just came off the runway. Now, how trends work usually is that there's trends in the spring and there's trends in the fall, and there's some trends in the summer and winter. But there's so many different kinds. There's different colors, there's different patterns, there's different like overall styles. There's different clothing styles, like from skinny jeans to wide leg or straight leg. So there's going to be some out there that you can relate with. There's shoe trends and jewelry trends. So pick pick the ones that you can relate to, that can align with your personality, with the message you want to say through your clothes, and incorporate them so that you are up to date, so that you are gaining credibility in that first impression. And then don't worry. Now, one trend I will say that is really important right now is jean trend. Skinny jeans need to go. I say that in a loving way. But that doesn't mean you'd have to go from skinny jean to wide leg. You could go straight leg or boot cut. So that is one that if you completely ignore it, it's not going to be great. But there are a lot out there that are somewhat optional. Just make sure in each outfit you're incorporating one or two, um, and just so that you can stay up to date, stay credible, and people will be like, "Oh, she's intentional with her clothes. She looks up to date. I bet I can trust her in her business being up to date." So that is number two. Now, number three and number four kind of go together, but are also a little separate, and you'll understand why. But you want to think about wearing clothes that show off your personality. A couple different reasons. So, the first impression, and then even longer as people are watching you, is they want to know what it would be like to work with you. And really your image should be like a little mirror into your personality and what you're like. And if it's not, you also can lose credibility as they get to know you more. So let's say you dress in a way that's super professional, very classic. So let's say you tend to wear a blazer suit in a bold color. because you think, well, that's what I should be wearing. But really, who you are is this creative, maybe not super, I don't want to say opposite of bold because you can be bold, but let's say you're not super bubbly or energetic. Maybe you're just a little bit more calm, which can I just say too, we need, like, God made us a certain way. And so he wants us to be the way that he made us. And we need some people that are more bubbly and bold and loud. And we need some people that are more calm and encouraging. So, first of all, embrace how God made you because he made you for that way. And he has people set aside to work with you that you can help. And those people are going to want to work with your personality. So, don't try to dress like someone else because that will lose you credibility as well. Because if they're like, she's dressing like this person, but she's like this person, like, she's not really being true. She's not giving the image that she actually is. So, you want to take into consideration your personality so that people can understand you. And two, there's a quote, and I'm trying to remember the source, but I believe it was a psychology source, but it talks about how consistency builds trust. And so, um, if you are kind of going off on wearing random things that you think you should be wearing, and that inconsistency is also going to lose your credibility. But if you really focus on who am I as my personality and dressing so they can understand what a glimpse into what it would be like to work with you and your personality, like, is consistent or should be. Sometimes we can change, but then it's like, it's like a bigger change. And so your image should reflect that new change, all of it. So if you can really work on putting your personality in your image, it could be certain patterns, certain colors, different clothing styles. Maybe you're someone that is super creative, and so an abstract, bold print really speaks you. Um, do it, like, wear that. That's going to gain you credibility and help attract people that God has for you, and also help you stand out. So I don't know if you've ever felt this way of like, there's so many people in my industry, so many people that are doing what I do. And coach after coach will say, well, you are what stands out, right? And that's true. There's no one exactly like you. But can I just share with you a way that you can really stand out with that you? Um, and that is by taking your personality, which is unique, but there could be some other personalities like you, right? And then pairing it with the message God has given you, the specific message, formula, strategy that how you solve someone's problem. So let's say you're your health coach, and you could have the same strategy as someone else, but like your message um, is is similar to others, but it has your own little tweak on it. Well, that unique message paired with your personality is like truly, unless someone like totally copies you, truly is one of a kind. And so you will stand out. So wear your personality, show that beautiful image, personality of who God made you to be. Now, number four, I said, kind of goes with number three. So you want to be thinking about wearing clothes that your best client will like. But also, you don't want to totally reject your personality. Remember, I said, like, let's say you're a creative person and you like wearing bright fun patterns, and you don't want to dress like, you know, black blazer suit and it's not you. And those two things aren't aligning, right? So you don't want to totally disconnect, but also like you want to think about your client, you want to think about your offer, and like who is that best client? If they are someone, if it's a higher ticket and they are someone that dresses more formal, then you are going to want to put that in consideration. So you don't necessarily have to go for that plain black suit, blazer suit, but maybe you find a blazer that has a fun, bold pattern. And so you're still getting that professional, high end look, but you're also staying true to your personality. So it's just something to consider as well. You don't want to be wearing floral sundress to a networking event or um, like luxury real estate agents, right? Like go to their level, but also find a way. Maybe it's different accessories, maybe it's patterns, maybe it's colors. Find a way that you can dress up to them, but also stay true to your personality. All right, the last one is wear clothes that look great on you. Now, have you ever tried something on, looked in the mirror, whether it's at home or in a dressing room, and you're like, something's off? I can't say exactly what, but something is definitely off. What am I supposed to do? Do I wear it? Do I not? And it could be a couple different problems. But one of the things, especially if you're trying it on a multiple size and it just doesn't fit, it could be that it's not right for your body shape. Now, God made our body shapes. There's quite a few different ones out there, which we can be thankful for because although it may seem challenging at the time, thank goodness, like we're not all the same, right? That'd be boring. And so sometimes when we try on clothes and they just don't fit us, and maybe they're, tight in one area and loose in another area. And when we wear things like that, first of all, we're probably not going to be comfortable, which is going to make us feel not as confident. And that's going to be seen to our clients and people that see us, right? But secondly, it's just not going to fit well. And so if there's certain clothes, and usually you can see a pattern where they're not fitting well, whether you're sizing down or up, it's probably best to try a little different style. So let's say you're trying one that gathers around the waist area, that's tighter on your belly. And it's tight around your belly, and then so you go a size higher, but then it's like super big up here, not fitting well. Instead of that, try a top that is more flowy on your belly and maybe tighter up on here. So, but you just want to make sure that you are looking put together and professional by wearing clothes that work well with your body shape. So, keeping an eye, make mental notes, maybe write some stuff down of like, okay, this size, this style did not fit. Have like a good list, like, ooh, this style I tried on before and I love this style. And then ooh, I'm not gonna go with the clingy tops. So it's really good and could be helpful to make note of that. And then let's talk colors. Colors are so important. And I wanted to like give you a visual. We'll see how well, but basically colors can make you look put together or not so much. So the way that God made the world Some colors look great together, and some colors just don't. Some colors look harmonious together, and some not so much. So I'm gonna take these colors, and I think you can see pretty well. So when you pair some colors together, maybe I should, oh, that's okay. It's a little small. When you pair some colors together, they go well together and they complement each other. Both of them look great, right? I'm gonna do a big check mark. Like, yeah, they look good together. But then there's some colors that not so much. That's not as dark as I was hoping it would be, but we'll see. And what can happen is one of the colors can pull away from the other color, kind of like almost taking the vibrant color out of that color. A lot of color words, sorry. So let's see what this looks like. Okay. Now these are different, like one's brighter, one's lighter, but this, for example, like these both colors are looking great. This one, these two, when you put them next together, this color kind of takes away from that color because it's a um like a bolder color. And so what can happen is when we are wearing colors that don't look the best together, that aren't in harmony with each other, the the colors we're wearing can kind of take our coloring out. And really what we're looking at is like our complexion. So our hair, our face, our skin tone, our eye color. And so sometimes if we're wearing like if that's us and that's the colors we're wearing, it's like sucking out the beautiful vibrant colors that God put in us. And so we can look sickly, we can look tired, and that's not good, right? That's not looking professional and put together, right? So that's why it's so important that if you notice certain colors that you kind of look tired in and you're like, I feel fine, like, I don't know what the deal is. Um, or also a trick is if you're looking at yourself in the mirror with colors on, um, like notice and maybe ask someone else when you look at yourself and you look at your outfit, is there one that really stands out more than the other? Like, so look at your face and look at your outfit. If your outfit is like, oh, like really standing out, and then you look up at your face, but then your eyes want to go back down, and that's standing out, that might be an indication that you're not wearing the best colors. Ideally, what you're on your outfit and the colors you're wearing to do is for someone to look at them, look at your face, and everything is flowing well. So also if there feels like there's a disconnect between, what's going on down there with your clothes and what's going on up here, then you might want to change your color. And you don't necessarily need to change like the whole color. Like, let's say you're wearing a blue, you may not have to change to a green, but try different shades. Also, it's something really important to note is if you are noticing certain colors that are making you look tired or that are just taking away um, the beautifulness in your complexion, you might want to try a little different shade. So, putting looking put together with your colors and your making sure that your clothes fit really well is also something that you want to be considering when you think, what should I be wearing for my business? And all of these areas are so important. And it may seem like a lot, but just implement. Start thinking one at a time, ideally, all of them eventually. And a lot of it is just being intentional, honestly. And maybe these are things that you've never thought of before, but just kind of making a checklist. And also, if color is something that you would like to learn more about, because it can do dramatic things for looking put together, for standing out for your business. Because although, I don't know, maybe you've heard of color analysis before, maybe you never have. It is kind of popular right now. But the amazing thing is that once you know your best colors, you stand out a ton because there's so many people that don't. And it's complementing the beautiful complexion that God gave you. So, if you are wanting to not only think, what should I wear in my business to look good, to have that first impression, gain trust, to stand out, and to attract your best client. Like all of these areas, thinking and being intentional in all of these areas, you can check them off. But if you are really wanting to elevate your style, like be out there, stand out there even more, like look professional to the next level, then I would highly recommend you learning your best colors with a virtual color analysis. So I'm going to put a link to that package in the captions. I would love to work with you. If you have any questions at all about that, I'll put a link to my Instagram. Just message me and we can chat about it. Now, I'm just going to go over briefly what we talked about today. So that was when you're like, what should I be wearing for my business? First of all, think about, what is the event? Is it a Zoom call? Is it a networking event? Because both are important. You want to be wearing clothes that are look up to date. Remember, incorporating some trends. And then wear clothes that are appropriate for the event. So, what will you be doing there? And I can't remember if I touched on this, but overdressed is always better than underdressed. So, is it something that you're going to be, like I said, moving around a lot, or is it something that you are mainly just going to be sitting, and so it doesn't have to be like super stretchy? And then wear clothes that show off your best personality, so your image is like a glimpse, a window into your personality. Wear clothes that will um, match up, will be what your client likes. Like I said, stepping up to that same level as your client while still incorporating that your personality. And then to look put together and professional by wearing clothes that fit you well and that look great on you. Wearing clothes that work with your body shape, wearing colors that complement your beautiful complexion and who God made you to be. So think of those things. And when you do, you're going to be standing out. You are going to be gaining trust and credibility and interest in your first impressions. All right. Well, until next time, know that I am always cheering you on in your style.